everyone, welcome back to History of Philippi, and to our third episode on the Philippi Mummies. In this episode, we'll be looking at the great 1985 flood in Philippi and how the mummies survived through the floodwaters. After their travels with the P.T. Barnum Circus, the mummies had returned to Philippi, after which they were lost for a few decades before being found again in a barn. The mummies to this day are under the ownership of the Barbour family. Frank Bigfoot Barbour kept the mummies underneath a bed inside of his building. This building was later torn down, but it would have been located in this empty lot right across from the library. Then in November of 1985, the Great Flood came through and put the mummies underwater. Once recovered, both mummies had mold and corruption on them from the floodwaters. This mold also likely being a result of where they were stored for so many years. There was also a mummified baby amongst them, but it was too heavily damaged. Thus, it was buried at the Stemple and Foreman grave lots. The restoration of the mummies fell to Gary Schoonover and his assistant Ronald Mayle. The cleaning was conducted in the Old Philippi Funeral Home. However, this building became a state farm office in 2019. First, they had to be dried on the lawn of the Old Philippi Post Office, which is now the public library. The initial cleaning used quaternary ammonium disinfectant from the Bras Hospital on Alderson Bras campus. It was tedious work using sponges, clothes, old sheets, and even soft toothbrushes for cleaning, and half a day or more was spent on each body. After the cleaning and restoring, both mummies were kept in the funeral home for observation. A few months later, they started getting fuzzy again, so a second cleaning was needed. The chemical used for the second cleaning was a disinfectant/mold inhibitor produced by Champion, but this chemical remains unknown as it seems it was discontinued. This treatment proved much more effective to prevent mold buildup. Soon after, the mummies were loaned to the museum in 1987, and they have remained in the museum since then. After their survival in the 1985 flood, the mummies now rest in the Barbour County Historical Museum, where the museum not only preserves them physically, but also preserves the memory of who they once were, which will be our topic for next episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode of History of Philippi, and I hope you'll be looking forward to the next one. Until next time, take care everyone!